What is indeed going on, Jerome's? Yes, it's Tuesday, and had a little bit of time to sort of internalize what's going on with the allegedly 0-3 Vikings, but sort of is what it is. No crying in the breast milk. This is a very talented team. They just can't get out of their own way. They just find creative ways to lose. You keep turfing the football, you're going to lose, and you keep giving up 475 yards of offense, you're going to lose. That is how it is. But we have 11 ways that this mother is still salvageable, and the Vikings can go out and get this thing done. So let's start off with one. And we'll start back at one. Ball security, man. And also, start getting some damn turnovers. So first off, yes, stop fumbling the football. I love that Kevin O'Connell actually finally came out and drew a line in the sand. It's like, hey, if you keep turfing it, you're going to be benched unless you're Hawkinson or Jefferson or Cousins. That's all, man. But running backs got to take care of the football. Everyone does. Brandon Powell does as well. And also, the defense has to start getting some turnovers where they have one interception through 3 games. They have one fumble caused by Jordan Hicks in the Chargers game. That's it. So you have 9 turnovers yourself. You only got 2 back. So -7 is second worst in the NFL. Got to do better. And the whole law of averages, regression to the mean. How about some positive regression back to the mean as opposed to the other way around? How about that? Number 2, it's pretty obvious. Bench Ed Ingram, start Dalton Risner. Now, Pro Football Focus decided to throw a wrench in this thing because they graded Ingram's run blocking very highly on Sunday, which respect, but his 81 PFF grade is fool's gold. It absolutely is. Where 2 sacks allowed, 6 pressures, including one of the pressures led to an intentional grounding, 2 penalties as well. It's not working. And Dalton Risner, with only 6 practices under his belt, would be an immediate upgrade over Ed Ingram. He just would be. And with the season on the line, if you fall to 0-4, there may not be any more. And why are you paying Dalton Risner $4 billion if you're not going to use him? At this point, that's what the Vikings have to be asking themselves. They got to be all in. It really is a playoff game on Sunday, which is so depressing against the 0-3 Panthers. Number 3, Bradbury back from back. All right, so Bradbury is a top 10 adjacent center when he's on the field, and Schlutman has been fine. He's posted a 70 PFF pass blocking grade, 7 pressures, 1 sack. He's been fine. But Bradbury, beyond his caliber of play, especially in the run game, it is the leadership. It is organizing things. It is making the line calls out there, and things just run smoother when 56 is out there. And one of the big reasons why the Vikings have had issues up front on the offensive line is Bradbury left after 7 snaps. And the whole thing has been in disarray. You could call it injuries, you could call it whatever, but having your quarterback on the field out there at center, you need that. You do. And plus, Bradbury's from Carolina. He's from the Charlotte area, so he's got to rise up, man. NC State, Wolfpack, the Grim Reacher needs to be out there. Next up, number 4. Oh, blank. It's probably a bad omen. Next up, number 4. Hot hand at running back. So I love how Alexander Madison came out and ran angry, 93 yards on 20 carries, but also turfed the football a couple times, got bailed out by the refs, as well as had a really key drop late in the game. So you can't have that. And Cam Akers, you made the trade for a reason. Getting him in the mix, getting Ty Chandler some work. Ty Chandler looked really good in his limited capacity on Sunday as well, and that's what they got to do. If you're going to turn this into a running back by committee, do it. Don't let contract, don't let status, don't let leadership in the team determine anything other than how are you playing that day. Competition is going to bring out the best in everyone involved. Next up, number 5. Hawkinson's got to get over Sunday. Well, he's also got to get over Saturday, man. I understand that he's upset that his Iowa Hawkeyes got blanked by Penn State, but Hawkinson had a no good, very bad day, and it was Well, the middle was fine, but it got bookended by 2 absolute pieces of poop. It's like you have a really good sandwich meat, but terrible bread. So Hawkinson with the fumble got the ball rest of the way on killing that first drive, and then the last offensive play had his 2 hands on the football. Kirk threw a freaking strike there, and could have had the game-winning touchdown. Instead, not only did he drop it, but he deflected it upward and then ended up in the hands of Kenneth Murray, the Chargers linebacker. And instead of a game-winning touchdown, it was a game-ending interception. It was just a comedy of errors. But Hawkinson's got to put that out of his mind because he is a big part of the Viking solution, getting things right. He's still a top 3 tight end in the league, and he might not be 3. He's still first in tight end receptions, second in yards, and tied for second in touchdowns. He's got to get things going again, man. Next up, number 6. More touches for Jefferson. So I understand JJ's leading the league in yardage, receiving yards. We need more. We need more from Justin Jefferson, man. And he wants it too. He does. 7 for $149 and a touchdown. That 52-yarder for the go-ahead score was a thing of beauty, but he had 0 targets in the first quarter, and that's unacceptable. And just finding ways to manufacture him touches, getting him in motion, moving him all around the formations, finding mismatches for him, tunnel screens, jet sweeps, just finding ways to get 18 the ball early and often. That's how you're going to win, man. Next up, number 7. Start Jaquelin Roy over Dean Lowry. And, Lowry, I respected him when he was with the Packers. I think that he was a rock-solid meat potatoes 4-tech, 5-tech, but he's not getting things done, either run defense, and also he has a 0 goose egg, D'Angelo Russell, pass rush percentage on, how many snaps is it? 51 pass rushing snaps and 0 percent pressures. So getting Jaquelin active and getting him in there, you need to find a way to manufacture a pass rush, because through the first 3 games, even though the Vikings are blitzing the bejesus out of teams, especially Justin Herbert, they're just not getting home. And you need dudes like Jaquelin with that quick-ass first step, who's able to fire through a gap, who's able to beat his dude, who's able to get manufacture his own pressure. That's what you need, man. That's what you need. So it does have to be a youth movement up front. Also, if Davenport can't go, Wanham and Patrick Jones second, 2 guys that I like, but they haven't been getting it done in this new defense either. Andre Carter the second did in limited work on Sunday, so maybe that's the route that they should go to. Next up, number 8, Blitz Pace Jr. more. Right, so a guy who actually is getting it done is Ivan Pace Jr. He's second on the team in sacks with half. Great. But also his pass rush 1%, 18.8% leading the team. He's getting heat on 6 of 32 pass rushing snaps. They need to get him more involved. He needs to be, maybe just turn him into Micah Parsons right now. Just turn him into a full-time edge rusher, put him opposite of Daniil, and just go from there. Because, again, the Vikings need to get after the quarterback. It's a passer and get the passer league, and also the lack of Vikings turnovers directly stems from the lack of ability to get a pass rush, because once you move the quarterback off the spot, that's when mistakes happen, that's when turnovers happen. Next up, number 9, Davenport actually doing something. So part and parcel of that is that they're missing the guy who's supposed to be opposite of Neal. So I understand that it was a gamble to sign Davenport to a 1-year, $13 million deal with his injury history. Yeah, but it just like, how's that happen, man? You got 4 snaps through 3 games, and it's just rough right now. And Wanham and Patrick Jones second, like we said, are not getting it done. Maybe they have to play AC too, which is fine, but Davenport actually being on the field and doing something, and maybe the Vikings only start rushing 4. Maybe they only start rushing 5, and then they could drop 7 or 6 into coverage, and all of a sudden, the greatest competitive advantage for defense is getting a pass rush with 4. That was the hallmark of the Tampa 2. That's why Tampa 2 was all the rage for a hot second here in the league, because the 2002 Bucks were able to get a pass rush with 4 and able to drop 2 deep safeties and play zone all over the yard. Plus, they got Derek frickin' Brooks manning the middle, and that's how it worked. It was like, any defense that has Warren Sapp and Simeon Rice and Derek Brooks and Rondé Barber and John Lynch, it could work. Anyways, next up, number 10. Red zone play calling and game management, or GM management. That works too. But the Vikings are 11th in the NFL right now on third down. They're 21st in red zone, only 5 out of 10. And, of course, this hilarious stat/anecdote that we pulled from Sunday is just unacceptable, man. So first and goal from the 3, first and goal from the 3, first and goal from the 6. You had 3 total points out of that. And it would have been 0 if Madison's fumble held up. So that's been a bit of an issue with Kevin O'Connell, even going back to last year. Like, when the field gets short or when you need a yard, sometimes the play calling is just not there. And I forget who said it, but someone said Kevin O'Connell calls plays like second down doesn't exist, which is kind of fair. It's kind of fair, man. So that has to get sutured up. Game management, the whole Chinese fire drill that happened at the end, the whole gong show, that can't happen. That cannot happen. And everyone's saying, well, Kirk should have just spiked it. Well, there should have been a plan. And what about the other 10 players who weren't lined up? Yeah, you could say, oh, Kirk should get them lined up. No, that comes down to coaching. That's not necessarily Kirk Cousins' job to get that done. That comes down to working on things in your position rooms, in training camp, and getting things done and being situationally smart. Right now, maybe not so much. Lastly, number 11, Kirko remains Kirko. All right, so Kirk Cousins, low-key, is leading the NFL in passing yards. He's leading the NFL in passing touchdowns. He's third in quarterback rating behind only Tua and Justin Herbert. I wonder where Herbert put up those numbers. Anyways, but, I mean, Kirk, people don't want to admit it, but Kirk is playing damn good football right now under really trying circumstances. The defense is poopy again over the last 2 games. The offensive line is absolute sieve. The running game was non-existent until Sunday. So the fact that Kirk is getting it done, and people just always want to put the blame on him. I mean, it sort of is what it is. Like, honestly, if you blame Kirk Cousins for the loss on Sunday, you already had your narrative made up, and you're just trying to reverse engineer ways to blame Kirk. Because, I mean, Kirk is playing at a top 5 quarterback level right now, and yeah, he is older, and yes, you have to look for your quarterback in the future, but he is far from the issue. And it's almost like people want to channel back the days of Josh Freeman and Matt Castle and Christian Ponder and T-Jack and Gus Frerotte. You want to go through that again? Go ahead. But just, again, it's either stupid or liar. Like, Kirk Cousins is playing extremely well right now, and that's just calling a spade a spade. If he's playing poorly, we would call that out too. But you have to respect what Kirk's doing under these circumstances, man. But that's it. 11. Ocho ways to fix the frickin' Vikings, man. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.